on plant protoplast culture. Cell is the functional unit of the living organism, and the essential difference between plant cell and animal cell is that in plant cell there is a cell wall, in animal cell there is no cell wall. Thus, protoplast culture actually means plant protoplast culture. Cocking in 1960 for the first time isolated the protoplast enzymatically. So by using enzymes for the first time successfully, Cocking isolated the plant protoplasts. But the protoplast culture was achieved for the first time by Rakabe and others in 1971. In 1972, Carlson achieved first protoplast fusion and regeneration of an intergeneric hybrid. So thus, the concept of protoplast culture and regeneration of plants from protoplasts was established in 1972, but it did not become popular till 1980. The first and the most popular example of protoplast fusion and regeneration of plants is that of fusion between potato and tomato to produce an intergeneric hybrid called Pomato. Pomato is an intergeneric hybrid between potato and tomato. So, because of this, the protoplast fusion and protoplast culture have become very popular among all the cultures of plant tissue culture and of all the methods and techniques of plant tissue culture. Now, protoplast culture is used for two main purposes. The first purpose of protoplast culture is protoplast fusion. So you can fuse protoplasts of two different genera, two different species. So two different organisms can be fused by isolating their protoplasts. So protoplast fusion can be used for producing an intergeneric hybrid. Alright, it can be also the two members of two different families also can be fused because of one simple property that protoplasts readily fuse. So if you bring together protoplasts of two different organisms or two different species or two different members of two different families together, they readily fuse. They show the properties of fusion because protoplast is basically made up of a plasma membrane which is enclosing a cytoplasm within. Alright, so that is why protoplast fusion or protoplast culture has become very famous. The other application, the other properties of protoplast or the other application of protoplast is that protoplasts can be used for introducing foreign DNA and foreign organelles, and this is required for biotransformation. So if you want to bring about biotransformation, if you want to produce genetically modified organisms, you can do by introducing foreign organelles and foreign DNA. Foreign organelles means the chloroplast of mitochondria of one organism can be introduced into some other organism. Similarly, you can also introduce genes from one organism into some other organism. This is what is known as biotransformation, to obtain or to produce genetically modified organisms. So for doing or for performing biotransformation, you can use protoplast. That is because of another property of protoplast is that the plasma membrane is selectively permeable. It is easy for us to introduce a foreign DNA or foreign organelle into a protoplast. So, the two important applications of protoplast culture is one, you can produce somatic hybrids, you can also produce hybrids, cytoplasmic hybrids, alright, At the same time, you can also achieve biotransformation. And the protoplast culture, the technique is very simple. Take the cell, especially the cell from the epidermis, and how do you take it? Enzymatically digest the cell wall. As I told you earlier, the plant cell is made up of a cell wall. Use enzymes which can dissolve the cell wall, and once you dissolve the cell wall, you get a protoplast. Isolate the protoplast and you get the protoplast, and the protoplasts are obtained from two different organisms. Bring them together, and there are techniques to fuse them. So fuse two protoplasts and produce a somatic hybrid, also produce a hybrid or a cytoplasmic hybrid. That is one application. The other application is take a protoplast, introduce foreign DNA or foreign organelle and achieve biotransformation. So this is a brief introduction to protoplast culture and protoplast fusion.